Hello, YouTube. Boy, we're going to have fun with this one today. Luigi here. Tomorrow makes 1 week since I've been off coffee. And I was the biggest coffeeholic addict on the planet. And I would get these horrible headaches in the past every time I tried to quit. And how I did it this time is I'm drinking Yerba Mate. Yerba Mate. The purists call it Yrba Mate, and that's fine. I call it Yerba Mate because the title of this video is, after all, Yerba Mate for Dummies. Now, this is a real complex ritual if you want to do it that way, and rituals are comforting and fun and uniting, and this is a sharing kind of drink, and it's very complicated. And here's a package of the Yerba Mate that I bought. Canarias, 1 kilogram, which is like 2.3 pounds or something. I keep it in this canister, and I dish it out with this 1/4 cup measuring cup. And first I'm going to tell you what they want you to do, the purists, and then what I do, because all I'm interested in is the health benefits, not the community of it. So we got this. I'm going to put all the clutter here so you can see how involved this is. The health benefits are really quite amazing. It increases well-being and happiness. Wow, that's cool. It does have a euphoriant in it, the same stuff that's in chocolate. It might be theobromine or something. It is a natural energizer, and it has caffeine in it. But you get the energy without the jitters, without the rush. In fact, it comes with a sort of really clean, stoned clarity about it, which I enjoy. It relaxes the muscles. I'll vouch for that. I feel a lot less stiff and looser in the joints. It's loaded with antioxidants. It decreases stress. It improves sleep. I'll vouch for the sleep part. Lowers your blood pressure, lowers your bad cholesterol, fights colon cancers, helps with type 2 diabetes. I'm okay in the diabetes department. Helps you lose weight. I will buy that. I've noticed a suppression of appetite here. Boosts creativity. You know, I am a sculptor, and I will buy into that too. You have this clarity of creativity that I really like. It improves the immune system. This is like the super drugs of all the teas. You know, way better than green tea. Green tea shares much of these benefits, but not all of them. So I wanted the health benefits of this without the, kumbaya kind of ritual that comes with it. Now, I don't want to put it down. I'm just saying the ritual thing doesn't work for me. And there's a guy, his name is Dave Mate. He's an American. He's from Long Island. He moved to Uruguay for a while. He went native, and his whole life is Yerba Mate has become the center and circumference of his entire life. And this is great. I understand passion, and I like people with passion, and this is his passion. And I learned very much from this man, and I am in his debt, and I want to extend him a big shout out and thanks. However, I'm not into it on the level he's into it. Yerba Mate seems to be, like I say, the center and circumference of this man's life. Yerba Mate for me is something I drink. It's that part of my life. And I drink it all day, throughout the whole day, just like he does. And I think I'm enjoying the benefits from it, and I like it. Okay, so here's the deal. Traditionally, you're supposed to drink it out of one of these gourds called a mate. It's supposed to be a calabash gourd. It comes with a lot of the flesh still stuck to the inside. You drink it through a straw I call it a bombilla. The purists call it a bombisha. It has these slotted bottoms, so you're not sucking in sticks and twigs and powder and stuff. Ugh. And so you're supposed to cure your mate. You're supposed to feel, this is very tiny. I'm like, who can drink out of this? The amount of coffee I used to drink, this is nothing. You're supposed to fill this 2/3 full, put your hand over it, shake it up, and then let the mate form a hill, a diagonal hill, sloped. And then you sprinkle a little cold water on the bottom so you don't shock the gourd when you put in the hot water, and you put in your bombisha like that against the hill, and then you add hot but not boiling water. What does that mean? Oh, there's a certain temperature, 80 degrees Celsius, and you How does anybody know at 80 degrees Celsius? Well, they tell you. It's when the bubbles are this size and between this size and that size, and it's not at a hard rolling boil, and you take it up. But you need a kettle with a lid so you can observe this boiling and see what it is. Okay, so I had to buy a kettle. I bought a mate. I bought a bombilla. I bought a thermos because that's part of the refilling ritual. I bought the Yrba, the yerba, and this is just something I had. So once you, that's how you drink it. But to cure it, you fill it up with good yerba. You pour water in it, and you let it sit for 12 hours. And as the water level goes down, as it gets absorbed, you add more water, more water, more water. After 12 hours, you dump that out, and then you waste another full gourd full of Yrba Mate. Do it again. Add more water, add more water, add more water. What this does, it allows the tea to infuse the wall of the gourd, so instead of tasting this yuck on the inside of the gourd, you taste your tea. Also, this softens the gourd, and after 24 hours, you dump the whole thing out, and you go in there with a spoon, and you scrape out this soft flesh of the inside of the gourd, and now your gourd is cured. So that takes 24 hours. Okay, now how do you drink this stuff? You got to drink it in a circle of hippies sitting in a circle, lotus position on the floor with a candle in the middle, and there's a guy, the server, the servidor. He puts in the mate in a diagonal hill. He puts a sprinkling of cold water on the bottom so you don't shock anything. Then you put in this exact temperature water, and then you put in the bombilla, and you hand it to the first person in the circle. And this person sucks the whole thing dry till you hear it slurp at the bottom of the straw. Then he or she hands it back to the servidor. The servidor puts more hot water in it, which is now in a thermos, because by now you're out in some park or the top of a mountain or in the desert, looking at your navel. And the next guy drinks it down, hands it back to the servidor. He fills it up with more water, gives it to the next person, and this goes around. In the meantime, you're getting a lot of mileage out of your tea, but you're also diluting it. And finally, when it gets to be so weak, it's called lavado, meaning washed or washed out. Ugh. And then you got to fill it up with new leaf. And you just keep doing this, and that's great. But that's not for me. So I take this very scholarly approach to things. I want to learn about it before I go out and buy it. I got sucked into buying all this crap you see here. I really did. And then I'm continuing to watch videos on YouTube about how to how to do this, because I want the health benefits. I don't necessarily want the kumbaya. And lo and behold, you're not going to believe this. Boy, Yerba Mate for dummies. This guy, there's a guy, you know what this is? It's a coffee filter. There's a guy who makes Yerba Mate in his coffee pot. So I said, this is a guy after my own heart. And he's no less cool. He's no less hippie. He's got a garden. He's got a compost bin. He buys his Yerba Mate in biodegradable packages. I mean, he's everything but the kumbaya. So here's what I've learned. I take two quarter cups in here, put it in a 4-cup basket because I have a small pot. Well, I have a big pot too. And with that, 2 of those, I pour in 7 cups worth of water. Now, we all know how coffee pots work. 7 cups worth of water, you might get 4 mugs. And that's good. And that'll get me through the morning. And then in the afternoon, I will add 5 cups worth of water to the same Yrba Mate, because you're supposed to get more mileage out of it. Otherwise, you'd think you're getting ripped off here. So I'll put 5 more cups of water into that. Let that brew, and it's just a little bit lighter. It's still plenty strong, still plenty potent from the first batch. And that'll get me through most of the afternoon. Then in the evening, and believe me, it's easy to fall asleep with this stuff. It's not going to keep you awake. I'll get down to 2 cups of water with the same ground. So that means I got 7 plus 5 plus 2. I got 14 cups of Yerba Mate out of a half a cup of leaf. And sure, the last 2, they're a lighter color. It's not as potent, not as strong, but it's still got some pungency to it. And that's how I do it. I do it in a coffee cup. It stays warm. I don't need a thermos. I don't need a kettle. I don't need to watch the size of the bubbles. I don't need to cure a gourd. I don't need a straw. I drink it out of this. My Homer Laughlin Fiestaware, beloved coffee mug. So that's it, guys. Yerba Mate for dummies. Okay? If you want the ritual, do it the other way. Now, I want to talk about ritual. I want to talk about liturgical sacramental ritual and what they do or don't do to help facilitate our approach to God. Now, if the level of your faith is such where the hocus pocus, the incense, the candles, the vestments, the stained glass, the priesthoods, the Gregorian chants, the bells and the whistles, where all that stuff helps to facilitate your approach to God, that's wonderful. Don't let anybody ever take that away from you. God bless you. I think it's great. However, if you're the sort of person who understands that the Spirit of God indwells your mind and that you have anywhere, anytime access to deity without the intermediaries of priesthoods and sacraments and bells and whistles and stained glass and incense and candles, that you can talk to God whenever you want. Well, God bless you as well. Both approaches are valid. I'm not judging one over the other. The point is, find a way to talk to your Creator, Father. God bless you. I love you all. Bye-bye.